One of my most favorite ways of doing fish is cooked in salt. And I spoke with a friend of mine yesterday, and he said that, you know, they landed some good sea bass, and here it is. So we're going to do it. Now, we're going to be using two kinds of salt, a coarse and a fine salt. And the mixture is roughly 70-30, so 70% coarse salt and 30% fine salt. The reason for that is because the coarse salt creates the majority of the shell, the base, the hard bit, and the fine salt fills in all the gaps, creating a really good cohesive shell. When you bake them together, they sort of like create like it's a very hard shell. You'll see when it comes out of the oven. In the meantime, this is the coarse salt. Go into it. Don't have to be too fast about it. The coarse salt has this kind of grit consistency. It's sort of like gravelly, if you want. For a fish this size, we're going to be using a lot of salt. The question is can I use the salts that are left after? Yes, you can. It will dry out, you can repurpose it, there's no reason why you should throw it away. However, do bear in mind that you've cooked a fish in it, so it'll have a fishy smell. So that salt will be predominantly used for doing fish dishes. So you can reuse it, but you're going to have to be specific to fish. If that makes sense. Let's go. It's a fishy salt. So right now I've done literally 50-50. That's fine salt. And some more coarse salt. Now, some chefs or, you know, say, oh, you know, use egg whites. Mine, for me, it's a waste of eggs. It really is. There's no reason why you should be using egg whites. Yeah, it doesn't change the outcome. Just use water. It's so much easier and so less wasteful. Yeah. Each one of these boxes, by the way, contains a kilo. So I'm just going to add a little bit more rock salt, about, I would say, 200 odd grams, and then we'll see where we are when I amalgamate. I can always add more, okay? That should more or less do it. Now this is the water. I'm not going to use all of it, but I'm just making sure the salt is well mixed together, and I'm going to add the salt. So I'm going to add the water to the salt. Oh dear, I need some more drink juice. I'm not making any sense. There you go. This will help. Now this one has to have this kind of consistency. It needs to be sort of like just about wet, yeah? The moisture content of it needs to be sure, you need to make sure it has a good grip on itself. Yeah. Salt is ready. Now the fish, the only thing we're going to do with the fish is remove the gills and the guts, okay? That's the only thing we're going to do. Scale, just go behind it, go all the way around. Now there's obviously going to be a bit of blood like in guts because it is a fresh fish. So what I do is I put my fingers there, I twist, and I pull. Okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Same goes for the other side. Sure. and those are the gills removed. And then obviously we need to remove the guts. They're very straightforward, sorry, to clean. They're not that complicated. They're very easy to do. Right. Give it a little bit of a wash, make sure it's all nice and clean, and then in it goes. I'll show you how to go about it. Now we cover in salt. Okay, you're going to have to create a base of salt on top of which the fish will rest, and then we'll encase it, and then in the oven it goes. I would say that the base is about an inch thick, and that will be the overall consistency of it. You just need to create sort of like a base where the fish is going to rest. Got that.
Can you please this bit?
All right. So far, so good. And then you just cover the fish with the salt, and we're sort of like cased it up.
Those are stuff. That's too good to.
Fair. Now the secret to this is salt is very thermal conducive. It also retains heat very, very well. And so as this fish bakes in the oven, the heat will uniformly approach the meat of the fish and cook it uniformly. Also, what tends to happen is because this casing is going to trap the heat inside of its own self, you get what is known as internal convection. So the heat will convey inside this casing, circulating through the fish. It will not only cook it, but remove omega oils and collagens, pushing them inside the meat of the fish, making it really moist and very, very tender, but also incredibly nutritious. So that's what you want to see. A good casing like that, you're good to go in the oven. It has to go. Over to the oven right now. It will take about 45 to 50 minutes for it to cook, okay? And we'll revisit that in that amount of time. With the sea bass, which is now baking in the oven, we're going to do a dressing, but not just any dressing. We'll come to that in a second. I love some good potato chips, proper potato chips. Now, like everything that I source in my kitchen, these come from a local orchard. Now, there are various parts of the town, so Positano is sort of like divided into three main areas. One is obviously Positano, where we are here, down in the beach area where I am now. And the other one is Monte Bertuso, which is up in the mountains, and the other bit is Noscille. And Noscille is even further up. It's around 600 to 700 meters above sea level. Some parts of it starts at 450, 500. Now up there, there's a friend of the family who basically cultivates potatoes, onions, the root vegetables. Okay, he does a very good job. I get them from him, and he doesn't use any pesticides, no chemical fertilizers. The good old stuff he uses is brilliant, and his potatoes and onions are absolutely spectacular when they're in season. I always get my stuff from him. wherever possible. If you have a mandolin, you can use the mandolin by all means, but really, I mean, you know, it's fun. That's about it. Gosh, they're full, look at that. Yeah. Amazing, aren't they? Oh. Rubbishy supermarkets these days. Right. The ratio of my dressing is 1 part to 3. So 1 part olive oil, 1 part lemon, 3 parts extra virgin olive oil. Garlic crushed in, salt, just a tad more. It doesn't get more easy than this, really. Oh God, so nice. This is to open up the casing because it is really, really hard. As I said, it sort of like creates like a cement consistency. It's really, really hard. So you need to sort of like crack it open all the way across. Right, that should have done the trick. See, it's like a really solid. Now we need to fillet it. Don't worry about the salt going into the abdomen. The inner dura of the salt, the inner dura of the abdominal cavity is intact, so the salt won't have contaminated it. I just need to get a couple of forks and we're going to start filleting. You start at the top, right there, and just keep that. Look at that. Look at that. It's glistening. Can you see? All that moisture has been kept within the fish itself by that casing of salt. It's absolutely gorgeous. That's the tail. It's absolutely perfect. It's come out so well. This is so delicate, it will literally just melt in your mouth.